What's good, guys? Mookie here with vlog day 26 out of 30 with everyone's favorite, Kristin Nicole Fit. Instagram below, so everybody's got to go follow her YouTube. We're both on our grind again. We're going to be putting out way more content, so you guys got to stay tuned for that. But right now, we're at the great outdoors because the biggest thing is you don't need a gym to get moving. You don't need equipment, and that's something that people always think, and that's a big thing Kristin always preaches, is just movement, being active. So right now, we just have a yoga mat set up. We're out here, and before, we're gonna do a little tutorial on my channel where we're gonna break down 3 simple movements that we're gonna do in it's called an AMRAP workout, or?
What we're gonna do is called an EMOM workout, which is every minute on the minute.
All right, so EMOM workout, every minute on the minute. It's gonna be squats, lunges, burpees. Man, you gotta check that whole thing out on Kristin's channel because I'm nervous. Literally, it's gonna be super tough. It's 20 straight minutes of movement, which is no joke, even no matter what you're doing. Even if you're walking for 20 minutes at a brisk pace, you will get tired. So it's gonna be tough. We're gonna get it done. But for our channel right now, we're gonna break down the movements. We're gonna have Kristin explain it to make sure that we're doing proper technique, and then head over to our channel to actually do the workout with us.
The first part of today's workout is going to be the burpee. So the burpee is a total body exercise comprised of 4 movements. It's going to be a hop into a squat. We're going to jump it to a plank, push up, and then all the way back up. So the goal of today is to break down the burpee for a beginner. So Mookie, we're going to start with the first part of the burpee, which is, it's going to be a hop up into a soft landing. So I'm going to have you repeat after me. So feet hip distance apart.
Okay.
First part is we're going to take a nice hop up, and control our landing. Perfect. That's the beginning part of our burpee. The second part of our burpee is going to be a squat. So we're going to take our feet, again, hip distance apart, if not a little bit wider. We're going to send our hips back so we can bring our hands down to the floor. So hips back is going to stay as flat as possible, hands all the way down to the floor. That's it. That's our second part, our squat. So let's start from the beginning. We're going to stand up. We're going to hop to the sky, and then we're going to land in our squat position. Are you ready?
Yep.
So hop up, soft landing, into our squat, hands all the way down to the ground. Now we're going to step it out. So we're not going to jump it out yet. We're going to start with our beginner version, which is to step our feet back behind us into a high plank position. So hands on the floor, one foot out, opposite foot out. We are in a nice high plank position now. Now what we're going to do is drop it all the way down into our push-up. So from here, guys, take my hands a little bit wide. I brought them in kind of narrow. We're going to drop all the way down, push up, hips all the way down to the ground, and we're going to push ourselves all the way back up. That's the second part of our movement, that push-up. From here, we're going to step our hands back to the outsides of our elbows. We're going to stand all the way back up. That is the first part of the beginner burpee.
Yep, and then, so I think one thing I noticed in that movement that's difficult for me is bringing my legs back up because I have a little extra baggage in the middle. So, Kristin, I think if you have some suggestions for us that we can work around that.
I absolutely do. So for any of you guys who are having issues keeping a flat back in our high plank position, so as I come down and I hop out, if you cannot hop out or your back starts to round, go ahead and actually elevate your hands on a higher surface. So I like to use either yoga blocks or a higher step. If you guys are outdoors, you guys can do it on the outdoor step. Find some way to get your hands up higher so that way when you step back, when you bring your feet back, and you do not have to keep them as low as before.
Yep, and that's a technique Kristin taught me a long time ago. She saw my burpees, this was a few months back, and told me, Mookie, elevate yourself. It'll be very beneficial. So it made a huge difference. So now are we going on to the more difficult version of the burpee?
So the more difficult version is going to be to jump your feet back instead of step your feet back. So we're going to start with our hop up. So first part, hop up, land in our squat position all the way down. Now from here, as I bring my hands down to the floor, I'm going to hop back. Hop all the way back, high plank position, all the way down into that push-up, all the way back up, and now I'm going to jump in an explosive movement, my feet back to my elbows. So feet back to the outsides of my elbows, all the way up.
Dang,
That is our regular burpee version.
Yep, and I'm telling you guys, this is just a simple No, that's actually, I can't call it a simple movement.
A burpee is not a simple movement.
Yeah,
A burpee
no.
is actually a very complex total body strength movement.
Yeah, and that's why before I send you guys to Kristin's channel to do this workout with us, I wanted to make sure that Kristin could spend some time on my channel. Below, I'm going to drop her link. It's going to be in the description. You guys go over and do the workout with us, but this is just the first movement that we're going over. I want you guys to do proper technique in whatever lift you do. It's something that Kristin's preached from the beginning. Kevin, my physical therapist, anybody that knows about fitness or has any idea about how the body moves, they're gonna tell you to pull the weight back, to pull the intensity back, and get the technique down first, because that is the most important part about any of these movements.
Hey, Mookie's been listening.
Yep, gotta listen.
On to the next movement. So one of the next movements you guys are going to encounter in the workout on my page, the burpee bodyweight workout, is going to be a regular air squat. So we're going to start with our technique for our air squat. We're going to go feet. Mookie, I'm going to have you demonstrate from the front. I'm going to go from the side.
Okay.
So we're going to go feet, hip distance apart or a little bit wider. From here, we're going to keep our hands at our side. We're going to start with our hips going backwards while we track our knees in alignment with our pinky toes. And what that means is we don't want to let our knees cave in. So I'm going to have Mookie demonstrate real quick. Mookie, show us what a squat looks like where our knees cave in. Mookie's hips go back, but those knees dive to the inside of the big toe. So what we're going to have Mookie focus on is as he sends his hips back towards that wall behind us, his knees are going to track in alignment with these pinky toes. So now we've created a straight up and down shin angle. Our spine is straight and our hips go back. So go ahead and bring it back to the top. And another one for me, please. That's it. So that's going to be our body weight squat. So again, feet just outside of hip distance, hands at the side, hips go back, knees track in alignment with our outside toes. Right back up. And that's going to be our body weight squat.
Awesome.
The second movement we're going to do in today's workout is going to be a reverse lunge. So Mookie's going to get set up in a neutral stance, so feet hip distance apart, hands at his sides. For our reverse lunge, Mookie's going to take a giant step backwards. Again, I'm going to demonstrate from the side. We're going to take a giant step backwards with our feet hip distance apart, again tracking that knee in alignment with our pinky toe as we send our back knee towards the floor. So Mookie, go ahead and demonstrate our first lunge for us. Big giant step back. Knee still tracks in alignment with the pinky toe as that back foot goes straight to the ground. So Mookie, go ahead and repeat again. Big giant step backwards, big tall chest. So what that looks like from the side, you guys, hip distance apart, big giant step back, knee's gonna track in alignment with that pinky toe as I drive up out of my heel. So we're gonna go reverse lunge.
So this is actually on the spot fly, and it's a question I genuinely have for Kristin.
Yep.
So when you do the reverse lunge, do you want the knee touching the ground, or do you want to just have it right above the ground?
We're gonna go right above the ground. So the best way to think of a reverse lunge is a single leg squat. So our back leg is just there. It's really just a kickstand. So our front leg is really what's doing the work. As I step backwards, again, remember my back foot's just a kickstand, so all the load is in my front leg. I want to control the movement all the way down, but not quite to the ground. So I'm going to demonstrate control, put a lot of pressure and tension in my front leg, my work leg, and hover above the ground in my back knee. Again, I'm going to drive straight up, bring my hip all the way through.
Awesome.
The third and final movement you guys are going to encounter in the burpee bodyweight workout is going to be a side lunge. So Mookie's going to start with his feet again, hip distance apart. So we're going to start on the right side. So for our side lunge, Mookie's going to take a giant step with his right leg all the way out. And he's going to take his left hand and come to the inside of his right toe as he sends his hip backwards. So go ahead and go into your lunge. And you're going to bring the left hand, Mookie's other left, to the inside of the right toe. Yeah, and then he's going to push all the way back up to center. So come all the way back in.
Oh, all the way up?
All the way back in. So
I actually don't do a side lunge, so this is helpful for me too.
most people don't, so this is actually a beginner side lunge. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our feet hip distance apart. We're going to step with a giant step to the right, always keeping our toes facing forward. We're going to send our hip back just like a squat, and I'm going to bring my opposite hand as close as I can to the inside of my opposite toe. So left hand, right toe, hip goes back, knee stays in alignment with that pinky toe, and I'm going to take a giant step up and together. So step out, hip back, big push up and together, combine those. So again, side lunge. Once we've done our reps on one side, we're going to even it out and step to the opposite side. Biggest thing, make sure that those toes stay facing forward and the hip goes back. So we don't want to turn out and drive forward. We're going to step out, Hip's gonna go backwards, hands gonna come to the inside of the toe, track it in alignment, and a big push back up and together.
All right, guys.
Show us, Mookie.
Let's do it.
Step it out. That's it. Big push up and together. Nicely done.
Nice.
That's it.
So again, guys, these are all movements. I genuinely needed instruction on that side lunge, and it's something that I'm glad we went over a lot of these movements because it's stuff for me to remember. When we get into this AMRAP workout, or
EMOM. EMOM. Every minute on the minute.
I'm so used to AMRAP, as many reps as possible. That's what we did at Barbell Brigade. That's what I try to do. But yep, EMOM workout, every minute on the minute. We're gonna get it done. Please, guys, head over to Kristin's channel. She's like, if you want to tell them what kind of your idea is, you're gonna be coming out with more content.
Yep.
We're gonna be doing 10-20 minute fat burner workouts that you guys can literally follow along with us.
Yep, you guys will be able to find a ton more workouts on my page coming from July and August. They're going to be 15 to 25 minute workouts that you guys can follow along with me through every step of the workout.
Awesome. So Kristin, when do you think so right now we're finishing recording my video. Afterwards, we're literally gonna throw her camera on there and then do the workout, guys. So when do you can they expect that workout on your channel?
By Wednesday.
Wednesday. You heard it here, guys. So that's a wrap for today. We're about to get this workout. It's my second workout of the day, so bear with me. Don't make fun of me if I'm dying, because I'm probably going to be dying, but it's all about heart. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get that 20 minutes done. Like always, I appreciate the support. If you guys could like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time.